Yeah, it's the REKK Report. Rekkhan's in the building, giving you the raw and uncut. You know how I do. Sit back, relax. Welcome to my world. We getting it in. Let's get this started. It's the REKK Report. What's going on? Welcome to the REKK Report. Hey, I know it's been a while, but man, I've been doing a lot of quote unquote spring cleaning, just cleaning my plate of negativity and people that are not in my best interest, as you can say. It's been one of those times. So right now, you know what I'm saying, I'm cleaning up the ledgers, trying to make sure everything is cool. Everybody's who needs to be here is here. Who doesn't need to be here, they're not here. But anyway, since we're back at it, I wanted to touch on the passing of Kevin Samuels. What can I say? My issue with his passing, or not even saying with his passing, is with the aftermath, is with a lot of people who have a problem, or basically like praising that this man has passed on. And that is a really big problem. That's a red flag for a lot of men out there, because there's a lot of women out there right now that are praising that this man has died, and it's unfortunate that he passed on. And it's just it's sad when you hear women saying, "Oh, I'm glad he's dead. He was this." I'm like, a man has passed. This man has a family just like anybody else. I don't wish death on anyone. And if someone goes, it's just their time. But I'm not gonna sit back here and celebrate somebody, who didn't. How can I stress this? This dude, this man he wasn't some type of he wasn't on some crazy stuff. The man was a soft-spoken, neatly, dressed nice. Didn't have his pants hanging off his butt. When he was doing his show, he didn't have like stacks of money around him and to show like, oh yeah, look what I get type of stuff. He was what they were calling him for. Like when I've looked at the majority of his videos, and pretty much people will call him or get to his platform to find out how to get their hands on a quote unquote high value man. And from what I know, if you want to know, if you want that information, you go talk to a high value man, which he was. So he was giving them the raw and uncut, and just, they couldn't take it. Some of them can't take it. And for those who have issue with his passing and praising him for passing, they're mad because of those young ladies that's been on his show, that he basically, he exposed them to, to their truth. Those people are just like him, or just like her, like them. How can I say it? Mainly because the man, I've watched it, and how his show went, he was pretty much like, he would ask questions, and after he get all, his information, he made an assessment of, why, saying this particular, you're not getting the results that you want. You're not getting the man that you want, or you're not. And majority of the time, I'll say the man was spot on. He was spot on, because it was a lot of things, and, that, you want to act selfish, and that's pretty much how it was. It was a lot of them that was calling, was like, what about me? And I'm like, he was like, yo, he'll break it down and be like, oh, do you have kids? How old are your kids? All right, have you ever been married? All the regular things that any person who's trying to interview you or evaluate you kind of they ask, and then they make their assessment and their determination on the information that they've been given. And like I said, I would watch, and I would just be like, okay, he's calm, his demeanor, he's polite. But then when they don't get the answer, they don't get the confirmation that they think they're supposed to get, you know what I'm saying, for them making the general or making an effort, he basically he had to shut it down. He had to shut the conversation, either shut the conversation down by cutting them off, or just letting them know, like, yo, you're not gonna talk over me. I'm trying to explain to you the reasons why, you know what I'm saying, this person or this particular guy, but men or whatever, are probably unattainable for you. Which, for somebody like myself, I'm not a high value person. I'm not a high value man or anything like that. I'm a rich man, but I don't consider myself like high value. But a lot of things that he talked about was, like I said, was spot on. You know, a lot of men don't want to jump into something that's already been established. You know, and it's like, there's nothing wrong. Like I said, nothing wrong with being involved with someone who has kids or anything like that. It's just the fact of, you know, your demeanor. Because I've met a lot, I say some beautiful, gorgeous women, but soon as they start talking, their attitude is what makes them ugly. And I've been immediately like, well, you know, it was nice meeting you. Have a nice life, you know. It's just not cool. So I would see, like, toward the end of almost every other video, these women would be mad, they'll be upset because he would tell them the truth. Like I said, if I want to know about a woman, I'm not gonna ask a man, I'm gonna ask a woman. If I want to know about you know, married women, or, you know, in relationships, I'm going to talk to someone who is in a relationship. I will talk to someone who's married. I'll talk to a woman about a particular issue, because that's going right to the source. These young ladies, they went to the source, and they didn't get the answer that they wanted. So they just turned, you know, it was a lot of name calling. And that's another thing. You know what I'm saying, on any video I've watched, this man has never said, he never was on talking about some bitches and hoes. He was polite. He was just like, he just basically, but once it got to a point where they, you know, stuff got a little tense, he let them know. He let her know, like, yo, this is, you know, this is the reason, you know, this is the reason why, you know what I'm saying, you know, this dude or that dude is not going to be in your future. Because of what you're carrying. You're carrying all this anger, you're carrying all this attitude, you're carrying all this sense of entitlement. I mean, trust me, it makes for good television or good, you know, streaming. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, who went on his show, men and women, you know, they made themselves look jacked up. They messed themselves up, especially when he would call them out on that BS. And the good thing about him, he was so prepared. He came in with his receipts. He had stats. He had stats and figures about, you know, actual things like, you know, the rate of marriages and stuff like that they couldn't comprehend it. They were just like, oh man, you know, yeah, but I don't like the way you. Whoa. So I mean, the women that are out here now, you know, talking about it and complaining, or just happy that this man is gone, it's simple, you know. It's because those women who are complaining, or those people who are complaining, they are just like the people that came on his show and that came live, and they were those people because they were expecting him to. The thing is, we shouldn't have to sugarcoat anything. Because if I talk to a woman about an issue or ask her a question, she's not going to sugarcoat her answer to me. She's going to give me the real answer, the real uncut of it. And that's what I want. And that teaches me to learn from it and grow and figure out what's my next step. And I mean, he would lay it out. And they were like, well, you know, you're not this, you're this. I'm like, you want to get a high value man? That's a high value man. He's telling you everything, that you necessarily don't want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And that's where the disconnect comes from. It starts because you're like, you don't believe that. You just want to believe that something, it's someone else's issue, not yours. But it takes two. So if you're not, if you're not prepared to hear the answer, don't ask the question. But it's just sad to see when I'm scrolling, I'm checking these, I'm like, it's celebrity, so young ladies that are celebrities that are saying, I'm glad that this man, he's toxic. Nah, dude, nah. That's not cool. You're talking about this man and this man has passed. I mean, like I said, heart attack, what I'm saying? Then the issue comes up with who he was with. Like he wasn't with, he's black, he wasn't with a black woman and he was a hypocrite. Like, nah. This man broke it down and told people. He didn't say specifics. He was just simply like, yo, he wasn't saying that, black women this or stuff like that. That's not how he was talking. The thing was, I would say the majority of the women that get on his show, that decided to go on live with his show, were black women. So he basically told them how it is. And the same thing, this was not just his, his platform for women. He was letting these dudes know. He was letting men know. Straighten up. You know what I'm saying? Get your head right. Get your weight up. Start, and then have, you want respect. You want these women to respect you. Do this. And then, step up. And then you be able to be respected by these women. And the same thing he was doing for women. He was like, yo, you want to do this? You want to be respected by men? Do this. You want that type of man? Do this. And they took it the wrong way because they thought, I can do what I want to do. And it's kind of one of them things like I was trying to explain to a friend of mine. Like a woman wants you to, she wants a man that loves her unconditionally, but she only wants to deal with a man. She wants to deal with a man under conditions. Let that sink in. It's like he has to have this, he has to have this. But the thing is, if you're coming in a relationship and you have all this baggage, what I'm saying, you got to clean that up before you want to step, and get with any kind of guy, man. It's like it's one of those things. Like I stress it. I'm like, yo, I think my cousin told me, he was like, yo, if a woman comes in his life and her baggage can fit into a clutch purse, she's good. But anything bigger than a clutch, what I'm saying, nah, she got to work on that. What I'm saying? It's not the issue for us to fix or to be able to deal with what you have done to yourself and what you've done and what others have done to you. You got to fix those things before you step into the arena of trying to get someone of any value, what I'm saying, high financial value or mental value. Is just, I mean, yo, man, you gotta fix you before you can step out there and try to bring someone in or just step in there. It's just, yo, put in the work. And that's all he's talk about, is telling you to put in that work and figure out like, yo, you did this happened. It's not the next person's problem to deal with. It's up for you to deal with what you got to deal with first. And then you know what I'm saying, you can obtain that, you can get to that level and get that particular person that you like or you want to be with. But you got to work on yourself first. And, it was pretty much one of those things. Like it's just, man, I can't even say it. It's just one of them. It's just unbelievable that someone would find fault with someone that, this man hasn't murdered anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he ain't out here, dressed all wild, looking at, talking this and, bitches, hoes. He ain't talking nothing like that. This man is soft-spoken, very polite, very courteous, very civil. That's a man. What you saw was a man. And when someone has a problem, when people have a problem with someone expressing themselves, that's a really big, that's a red flag for a lot of dudes. If dudes is watching, that's a red flag, because if you can't express yourself, you know what I'm saying, to a woman, to anybody, whatever, and they have a problem, they want to be argumentative with how you feel. That's a really, really, really big problem. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you going, I'm not arguing. You could tell me, you know what I'm saying, your stuff, and I got to just take it all in, and, you know, and be supportive. But if I tell you how I feel and tell you, you know, this is what's happening, you know, you want to argue with me. Why do you know about why I feel the way I feel? It gotta be accepted both ways. And that's how he played it. He played it like, yo, this is how life is. You know what I'm saying? Life does not cater. You know what I'm saying? You got to work at this stuff. So, like I said, it's just sad. So for any person who has a problem with me even making this video, man, leave something in the comments, man. Say, you know, yeah, he was this. He was like, still, this man is gone. You know, he's gone. And like I said, you know, he wasn't. Y'all support the craziest people, you know, the guys that are just constantly disrespecting you, constantly, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, they think you're garbage. They throwing money in you, they throwing money at you. You don't, but you're supporting that guy. You're supporting those men and those people who make it their life's, their duty to curse you. But I don't see anybody saying anything, you know what I'm saying, if you know, saying anything bad about those people. You know what I'm saying? You hear it in their music, you just hear how they talk. You know, this guy, he was you know, older gentleman. He sat back. He was able to, he was at a point in his life that he can be able to say what's on his mind, say what he feels, and to try to help. Because that's what he was trying to do. All he was doing was trying to help. And then once you don't get that answer that you need, that you want, that's when he's just garbage, you know, those type of stuff. And I'm like, that shows me, like, if I'm, you know, in this position, if I'm blessed to be in this business as long as I've been in this business, that I end up meeting these particular celebrities that were like, you know, talking ill about someone who just died. That makes me look at them with a side eye, like, okay, they say the same thing about me. And that I know. That's not even in the celebrity world. That's just in any world. Like, you know, it's people that are cool with me now, and then I might say something, or if I'm saying something, you know, I try to be real or be honest about something, about a situation. They don't like it, then all of a sudden I'm garbage, I'm trash, because I don't agree with what they're saying. And for someone who has a problem with someone not, you know, someone, you know, saying that has an opinion that's not like your own, and you have a problem with that person because of their opinion. That's what it is. It's an opinion. You can feel, we can agree to disagree, but if you have a problem, you know, just like, yo, and name calling, all the, you know, the negativity, the anger, yo, you can keep that over there. We ain't got time for that over here. And that's the reason why, in a lot of cases, you most likely might end up being alone, because people, you know what I'm saying, men are tired of it. Men are tired of certain things, and we should have that right to have those standards and have those, you know, have those boundaries, just like it's like everyone else. And this man had standards, he had boundaries, and he broke it down. This is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what works for me. You can't understand that, you can't respect that, then I'll need to talk to you. If you start yelling, he cut you off. If you start throwing insults out there where you don't, you know, you know what I'm saying, he might go jab for jab with you. But he wouldn't call you, you know what I'm saying, he wouldn't get derogatory, but he go in. He went in. Trust me, he went in on a lot. But he went in in a way of just saying, yo, he was letting you know, like, this is what you do when you bring that out of someone. Like when you force the situation. But anyway, rest in peace, man, to Kevin Samuels, man. I mean, it went a little long, but the thing is, I was just sad to see a lot of people stepping up and saying, they had they were talking ill about this man because he passed, or saying that they're happy that he passed. Not cool on so many levels, not cool. But until the next time, like I said, I've done my own spring cleaning. So, I'm right now I'm back, but I've done that. I had to clear all the negativity, clear all the people that was still that think with those negative attitudes and those just that selfish nature. I'd let them go. And I see them out here coming at someone who's just left this earth. So it's not cool. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? You made, how can I say it? You put your word out there. You put your truth out there. Some can accept it. Some can't. That's part of life. Till the next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.
REKK Report.